Okay, Salesforce non-profit. My name's Tom Whitlock. My consultancy is Ultimate Force, Salesforce partner. Bit of background on myself. I've been actively involved in CRM implementations for about the last 15 years, starting out with a gruesome old product called ACPAC, which became Sage CRM. About the last 8 years, I've been solidly working within the Salesforce ecosystem. I was talking to Chris about areas that might be of interest. About 12 months ago, I was invited to actually look at a not-for-profit organisation, a charity on the South Bank called Dementia Carers Count, and started looking into it. I was introduced at that point to the not-for-profit cloud. So what I'd like to do tonight is just give a quick whistle-stop tour really of the product, the capabilities, what is available to not-for-profits, right from the small ones up to the larger ones, the capability of the product, and really take it from there and then open it up to the floor. Before I go any further, has anybody actually had any experience here with not-for-profit cloud? You have? Aha, two of you. So preaching to the converted. So the product has gone through, I believe, quite an evolution, and maybe we can talk later about where you're involved and how things have changed. I will be giving a demonstration of the interface just for those who haven't seen it previously. Essentially, the product is based around Salesforce Sales Cloud Enterprise Edition, as well as the Service Cloud. So we will get onto the licensing and what is available, because Salesforce, in all their integrity, have decided that they've got a philanthropic side. So they will donate 10 licenses for each product. That's for Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. And there's also an allowance for Marketing Cloud included now as well within the product. It's applicable by way of a standard application. Really just prove you are a registered charity, and then the product's available. So let's move on a bit before you get fed up of hearing about my voice. What I'd like to do first of all is just give you a little brief note here, actually from Salesforce themselves.
Nonprofits today really are being asked to do more with less.
It's as if they're running 3 different companies at once.
We couldn't have people running their business off of their Excel spreadsheets. We needed to be able to share data across organizations.
We need a tool that's specifically designed to accommodate all of that collaboration and the various different ways that we're interacting with the community around us all the time.
We need a product that is open and one that's flexible and one that'll grow with you.
The Nonprofit Success Pack really was a response to this broader community need. It turns the #1 CRM in the world into the #1 CRM for nonprofits. What you have in your hands is the same thing that Fortune 500 companies are already using with Salesforce. What we've done is take that technology and mold it and shape it to really leverage your mission out of the box. We provide the application, we provide the data architecture. You can also take that same technology and scale it to infinite heights. We recognize that every nonprofit organization is not built the same way. Their needs are different, their business processes are different, the way that they even fundraise is different.
The Nonprofit Success Pack is a product that's been developed by nonprofits for nonprofits. You can build the system to meet your needs.
That flexibility is inherent in the way that it's been architected. It's why it's open source.
Another way that good ideas rise to the top is through the app exchange. You can just grab, go, and plug it into your system.
We release a new version of the Nonprofit Success Pack every 2 weeks, and that's a real part of our commitment to continue to keep the product on the cutting edge. It's a fundraising application, it's a volunteer management application, it's a program management application as well.
One of the most novel things about the Nonprofit Success Pack is that it's not just a product, it's the community.
We have our ear to the ground, and we're talking every day to the very people who are using it.
No one nonprofit can do it alone, so they need community and they need the support from outside organizations to live into that vision and make the work happen.
The Power of Us Hub has 30,000 users from the nonprofit community.
It's people who are actually doing this day to day, coming up with these ideas from the grassroots level.
The thing that really gets me excited is when nonprofits suddenly realize what they don't have to deal with anymore. It's solving these problems that they've been having for years or months.
Salesforce has been a real leader in supporting nonprofits and in supporting work beyond the sector that they're in.
We wouldn't be where we are without Salesforce.
The sky's the limit. We're really just beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible in the nonprofit sector, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of that.
Right, guys, the reason I've played that is when you're working in the charity sector, it's quite powerful that you're using the power of UHub. A lot of my users actually consistently log in, interact, get their emails through on a Sunday night that are going through on a Monday morning to find out the art of the possible. What can we actually be doing? Because with a lot of charities, you're actually moving in an environment where technology hasn't played a part there at all. They don't envisage it being part of their organisation. As far as they're concerned, it's raising that pound on the street. It's not managing your clients, it's not upselling, being able to integrate your clients together into units to look where your fundraising is actually coming from. It's not the historical fact of looking who's introduced donations. So you'll see when I show you later on, there's a subject called soft credits, which is quite strong within the non-profit crowd, especially in the donations side. So who's introducing? How do you thank those? How do you keep those people on board? That's why this is such a powerful product for your charities, and especially for your charity starting out. When I actually got involved with Dementia Carers Count, they were doing everything on 34 separate Excel spreadsheets. There was no integration, not one side. The service delivery didn't know what the fundraising was doing. The fundraising didn't know what the marketing was doing. It was totally, by introducing this product on a gradual basis, it was able to integrate the whole business and get everybody pulling together. So if you're involved with any charities, this is a very, very positive message to be able to take out there. And the other thing about it, to actually get involved from day one, there's no cost. There's no cost at all. I mean, to be honest, from a user perspective, an average person with computer savvy skills could take this on board and start getting into it. It's where you actually go from there depends on the appetite of what the organisation is, and of course what their budget is moving forward, and how they actually see the development of their organisation. So what are the key features that we're actually involved in? It's constituent and donor management. Rather than read through these individually, I'll let you do that. Donation and grant management. Now, a lot of charities are eligible to grants, and actually moving into a position where you're actually applying for the grants, it's virtually stepping through treacle. If you haven't got processes in place, you're going to fail at some point within then. The best way is to have consistent workflows which are easily built within the product. Engagement management. How do you engage with your fundraisers, your volunteers? You have events. Who can you use? Who has skills? How can you actually, how can you trace who has the skills for what? How can you build teams together for your events to actually put yourself out on the street, to be consistent in your approach? This product will allow them to actually do this. Volunteer management, I've just actually gone through that. Reporting and analytics. Well, our friend here from Einstein will tell you that you know the capabilities there to actually embrace Einstein within the product because it's built on the standard platform there. Then the mobile, social and cloud benefits. How do you interact with people? Social media. Again, how do you monitor it? How do you check the consistencies there? Again, the product allows you to actually do that. It's chatter enabled, so you can set up internal, external intranet chatter groups to actually get the kind of information through there that you want to. You can embrace every area of the function of your business or your charity through this product. The product works very, very well out of the box even. So what's included by way of grant application? We get 10 donated subscriptions. This is from Salesforce's website, so I apologise how how Americanised it is. All eligible organisations, with a Z, receive 10 subscriptions of Lightning Enterprise. There's also 10 licenses of Service Cloud on there as well. So it does open up the capability where your fundraising department are going to be more likely to be using the Sales Cloud license, and your service delivery are going to be naturally using your service. There's just as in any Salesforce orgs, the actual connections there are pretty seamless, apart from the bugs that we all know about. But you know, for something that's being given away by Salesforce, I think the product is certainly as good as anything out there in the market currently for the charity sector, and way above what's been released at cost to the charity sector in the UK and is currently being used. Thank you very much, Harry.